Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel, Data Driven Decisions. My name is Danny, and today I'm going to show you my monthly budget. It starts in Excel. Let me share my screen. So here's my monthly budget page. A month represents 5 different columns. A budget's all about measuring goals versus actuals. So with a budget at the start of the month, you want to define your goals for all your spending, all your account balances, for your net worth, for, across the board, all the important factors um, about your finances. And that's what I do in this document right here. So um, the first thing I log in is all my account balances. So I have a lot of accounts. Here are my cash accounts. Here are all my savings accounts. Here's all my credit card accounts. Here's my retirement. This is my house, and this is my truck. So those are all my accounts. And the first thing I want to always log in is the ending balance. So um, when it comes to logging finances, the one thing I always have to do at the first of the month, the first day of the month, is log in the actuals for all my ending balances. And that's really the only thing I'm tied to. It only takes 10-15 minutes to do. You just got to do that at the first of the month, because if you don't do it at the first of the month, then you got to figure it out just based on subtracting transactions, and it becomes a pain in the butt. But for monthly budget, just for logging finances, the one thing you always want to track at the first of the month, the first day of the month, is your ending balances, and write all those down. The sum of all your ending balances is what your net worth is, and that's the most important factor about personal finances, to know where you're at. The goal is always to increase your net worth over time. Um, After I do the ending balances, here's some summary statistics on the ending balances. Um, those are all derived, calculated columns. Here are the spend categories. So, when it comes to budget, the most important thing is to budget your spending, to predict what you're going to spend in each category during the month, and then do a good job of following your budget and not spending extra on things you don't need. So you see here's all my spending categories, and to the right for July, you see the goals of all of them. And then down below, here's summary statistics on spending right here. Um, and then here's some post stuff, my income information, and then cash flow. And then here's the 5 segments of how my net worth increases, whether it be through my Mavenwave 401k, investment interest, my house equity change, my truck equity change, and that equates to the net worth change. So the sum of these 5 make up my net worth change. So this sheet is really cool. It's the table isn't really good as a table, in a database, because it's a transpose table. It's got 5 metrics representing each month, and you don't want it to look like that when it comes to like data visualization. You want to make it more columnar. You want to turn this into a transactional table where it isn't transposed by the month. Let me show you how you do that. So here's the raw table. Here's the Excel file. Next step is using Python to ETL it, and that's what this script does. This code right here is what imports the monthly budget sheet, and then it does a little bit of data manipulation, and then lastly, it exports it into BigQuery. So the moral of Python, the way I use it, is an ETL tool. It's to take data from its source to the database and try to do nothing more, only do the data transformations necessary to allow it to be brought into the database. such as getting rid of bad field names. You can't have special characters as field names, stuff like that. And that's what I do. So this code, when I need to update my monthly budget, I run this code first, and it's really quick. You just hit the run button, and it'll run the whole script from start to finish. And down below is the terminal, and it will start churning. There you go. This is what's known as the log. This is the output of what's being printed. I don't like it. It's really crap. I mean, this is Python's interface is pretty garbage. It's hard to do data transformation in Python because the output is just so bad. So that's why it's just an ETL tool, save the hard work for the database. So this is over now that raw table, the monthly budget is in the database, and let's go into the database. And here it is. Let's print it. So it looks similar to what it was in Excel. It's still got the months pivoted like it does, and it's a very wide table. What I need to do is transpose this, make it a columnar table. And the first thing I do is just rename all the fields. So just get them to what they were before I implemented Python. That way, all the code thereafter will run without being changed. So this is just simple code renaming. Here's some element definement, putting sort orders into the entities so that in display they come out in a certain order. Here's some summary statistics, or it's a higher level dimension entity group. Here's putting sort orders on everything, so everything comes up. And then this is how I transform the data. It's just queries on stacked on top of each other. So the first month, January of 2021, make up its own query, and it's going to have 5 metrics in it. And then the next query has the same exact schema, all the same field names. And as you can see, these two tables are going to stack on top of each other. So instead of showing 10 fields, it's only going to show 5 fields. And in the attribute values is how it's going to segment between the months. So that's what I do. It's a long query. It is technically hard coding in that you would want to dynamically transpose the data, but that's not something you can do inside of Excel. Most people don't even do this because it can't be dynamic, but don't let that stop you. Just do it. Every month I just got to add a new union all query to it. So this is July, and right now there's only goal and goal diff. The actuals are null, and then when I update this in August, I'll fill in these values with, um, just copying this value, and it's going to be actual 2016, actual diff 2017, actual goal diff 2018. Those will be the values. And then I'll create a new query for August with just having the goal and the goal diff. So when I run this is a great lesson on how to shape data. So I started with a transpose table, and now I got a columnar table. That's not it. This is it. That was before, this is after. So it's a very long table and not very wide now. So we took a very wide table and we transposed it. So now it's just got 5 metrics, and the differentiation of year month is just in a field now. So now we basically just took a very wide table, made it a very long table, and that does wonders for data visualization. So now that I have the data in the right format, it opens up the door for the appropriate type of visualization. So with that table format, the columnar, I'm able to produce this dashboard, and this is such an awesome dashboard. Um, and it's very easy to build this dashboard because I'm working with a table that doesn't have many fields in it. When it comes to like tables, if you ever get a very wide table, the first thing you're going to want to do is turn it into a very long table by making it columnar. That's what data visualization tools like. That's kind of what databases like. That's what dimensional modeling is. So, there's all sorts of data shapes, and each shape can produce different visuals. Uh, but the moral of the story is you always try to get to a columnar database that allows for the best visuals. It allows for matrices. It allows for hierarchies. Um, so, this is just a snapshot of a month, and I can switch the months and everything changes. So this is a very simple dashboard. If this table was very long or very wide and it had a variable for every single month, you couldn't do things such as this. It would, each metric um, is independent of each other, and you wouldn't be able to produce a dashboard like this. So turning a data table from just the two tables, the transformation, to turning a very wide table such as this, you get something like this. This is always great for Excel. This is how I make tables in Excel, because it's great for user input and it's great to see. But for a database, for a data visualization tool, you want to turn it into something like this, something that is very long and not so wide. Makes it very simple to work with. And, for the current month, I got a cool dashboard that I can look at any day of the month, and it's pretty easy to update. I'll show you how to update it. So to update like my transactions, I go into personal capital. So to update my monthly budget, I just have to run this Python script. That takes about 30 seconds. Then I go into BigQuery, I run this script. Takes, um, this is monthly finances. Here's the monthly budget. Let's run this. And when I go into the current month budget, this is what I want to check throughout the month just to see how I'm doing with my spending. We got there. All right, we got some errors for category. First one is a reward. When category equals rewards and credit card rewards. Second one is a toll road. Go to automotive. Toll roads. Now the like operator just finds a certain word in the field. It's great. So toll roads. Put the special thing that says anything can go before or after, before it. Percentage sign. So that will grab both those. Let's run it and make sure it does. All right, everything's done. Let's run the whole thing again. All right, it finished. In total, it's 213 queries. It takes 5 minutes to run. Now let's go to Power BI and refresh. All right, we get another error. 305. 305. 305. All right, it finished. Let's check. Hopefully the third time's a charm. All right, cool. It worked. So yeah, this is the current month budget. So far I've spent 4,430. Here's all the spend buckets. So I haven't really been over on anything. Electronics. There's my cash flow. I'm doing better than last month. Last month was a great month. Here's the spend month over month. Here's income. Here's spend by date. Well, this is just what I want to see during the month. How things are going. Help me manage my budget. See it? This is my budget right here. It's goal versus actual. Here's what's left to spend. So I still have $3,380 left to spend. I hope you like my monthly budget dashboard, and hope you like how I explain the ETL, how I take, the input data, which is a transpose table, and turn it into a columnar table, and that makes it really good for data visualization. And then in the Power BI is, you see it, and the ETL is something very quick, something I can update just in a few minutes, any time of the day, just to see what's current, what's going on with my budget. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.